joining us today on another edition of Coach's Corner with Coach Vince Alexander, the men's basketball coach. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo. Thank you for joining us today, Coach Alexander.
Thank you.
So your team has hit a little bit of a rough spot in the last few games. What are a couple of things you and the guys look to prioritize to finish off the season strong?
Well, we certainly have hit a rough spot, but you know, we're not a team that's going to quit or stop working towards our goal.
Right.
We're going to come into practice every day, focused, working hard, continuing to work towards accomplishing our goal. I think if we do that, our guys will be fine and we will be fine.
Right. So right now your team is 4th in the East Division, but only a game up on 3 teams for that spot. Is there any additional pressure heading into the final few games?
No, there's no pressure. You know, I just think you got to go out and play the best basketball that you can play. We have a team good enough to win this league. Unfortunately, you know, we've had a couple of injuries, we've had a few setbacks, but, you know, nevertheless, you stay focused on what you have to do. I think we're good enough to do it. There's no pressure at all from a coaching standpoint. Maybe there's a little pressure on the players, I'm not sure, but we're not going to put pressure on them. We're going to go out and coach every game as we've coached from the beginning of the season. And you know, our hope and you know, prayers that we'll finish up strong and God willing, we'll, you know, make the playoffs and we'll be higher than 4.
Right. That's all you can ask for. Now, unfortunately, you've had to deal with a bunch of injuries this season. How healthy is your team right now?
You know, we're not real healthy right now, but, you know, what matters is where we are mentally.
Right.
And I think mentally we have to be stronger. I think that we have to be more confident. We have to have, you know, more positive thinking. You know, our guys have to believe that they can do it. Every game we face is a tough game because of the success that we've had in this conference and in this region. Every team we play wants to defeat us. And our guys mentally don't step up to that challenge. We've got to get them to, over the course of these next 5 games, to step up to that challenge mentally. And I think if we step up mentally and start to believe that we deserve to be successful because of the hard work that we put in, then I think we'll be fine.
Right. Butler is coming off a couple of great games for him. What has been the difference over the last couple of weeks?
Well, you know, the big thing for him is time. You know, he's needed time. He's been out of basketball for three or 4 years. You know, it's not easy to just come back and start picking up the game in one of the top conferences in the country in Division II basketball. You know, I think time is in his favor. I think the more games we play, the better he's going to get. And the better he get, the better we'll get.
Right. What has been the difference this season with Hendricks, Emu, compared to last year?
I mean, I think he's a little bit more confident. You know, he played in practice last year against, you know, 2 of the best centers in the country, and Paul Lawson and Alvin Brown, who are both playing professional ball now. When you have to go in practice against that every day, you know, for an entire season, you know, that helps. You know, so coming into games, I think he came in, you know, confident that he could do it, and I think time is in his favor also. He's injured right now, and we don't know when he'll return, but when he returns, hopefully he can return back to where he was before he left off, you know.
And I feel like even just from watching, he brings this like fire that's contagious on the court, whether he's on the court or on the bench. Yeah,
he brings a lot of energy, and this energy that's needed because this is a very young team that does not understand the toughness of this conference. They don't understand the fact that when you're on top for so long, people don't like it.
Right, you're a target.
You're a target. And every game, they have set their standard to meet our standard, to go above us. So they come in with great intensity and a great desire to knock us off. Right. So, you know, our young guys, even our transfers who transferred in that didn't play very much from where they came from, they still are new to this league and don't understand that. So we've struggled a little bit, but My faith is very strong, and my faith is not in my abilities as a coach or the abilities of my players. My faith is in the fact that if I keep working hard and trusting God, that things are going to work out.
Absolutely. To touch a little bit more on Hendricks and the impact he has on this team, last week on Pacersports.com, they did a feature on him. In all of your years of coaching, have you ever come across someone quite like Hendricks? And what are your thoughts on him, not only as a student athlete, but as a young man?
I think Hendricks has had a lot to deal with in his life. Probably more than any player I've ever coached. But I think, you know, through this program and the community of Aiken, he's been able to overcome some things. He still battles. This is an ongoing battle. But, you know, I think he has made progress, that he continues to get better, and we're going to continue to teach him and prepare him not only to be a great basketball player, but a great man. That's what we're going to do. Right. So, and I think he's done a great job to this point of overcoming.
Yes, sir. Newcomer David Belfield has started the last 2 games and has seen significant time in those outings. Can you discuss that move?
Well, you know, we decided that, you know, that kid probably has more heart than anybody that's currently playing in our program. And, you know, we talk about heart and we talk about passion, and you talk about kids, you know, coming in, bringing it every day, focus for practice, focus for games, paying attention to details. And, you know, he's been sitting there waiting, and we think that, you know, his time is now, you know. I think that he's a very smart player. He's limited defensively, but he has a very high IQ. So we just feel like we're going to put him in a position to be successful. And so far, you know, I think he's accepted that, and he's doing a good job with that.
Yes, sir. What one player do you think will step up this week for a couple of crucial games against Clayton State and GRU Augusta?
I think Aubrey Butler will continue to step up. I think he'll continue to improve and get better. I think he'll play real well, and he'll help us to win those games.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck this week going 2-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That wraps up another edition of Coach's Corner with men's basketball coach Vince Alexander. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo. Thank you for watching.